Hello, everybody. What's good? Welcome to the Black Lives Don't Matter podcast. I am your host, Darren Harris. And like I said, welcome. Well, now that I have your attention, I know a lot of you are like, who is this guy, man? Who is this guy talking about Black Lives Don't Matter? Who is this black guy talking about Black Lives Don't Matter? Who is this dude? Some of you are really mad about it. Well, good. I need you to be upset that Black Lives don't matter. I'm pissed off. Maybe we all need to be more pissed off that Black Lives don't matter. Maybe then finally we'll unite as a people. Maybe some of you who don't really care about anything, and I done seen a lot of that, who don't really care about anything will get behind this and care about this. Try and do something about it. I've been told maybe you should change the name of your podcast, or it's too harsh, or you're going to piss people off. How dare you do a podcast with Black Lives Don't Matter as the name? The list goes on, man. But I'm going to tell you the truth. The reason I chose the title is to actually bring light to all the times that a black life didn't matter. So that maybe we'll get a little more upset, pissed off, try to do something, Make something happen. Keep it happening. Some of the things I'm going to say, man, I'm just going to be honest. A lot of you are not going to like it. I just want to say that I'm not sorry about that. I'm not sorry. We need to turn the mirror in on ourselves. We need to look at ourselves, because black lives can't matter to anyone else if they don't matter to us first. They have to matter to us first. Welcome back. I'm Darren, the host of Black Lives Don't Matter. Today's topic is black people's behavior toward other black people. Okay? Let's say it again. Black people's behavior towards other black people. It's almost a shame I have to have this podcast, but for some godforsaken reason, I do. I feel it necessary to address this. It's pretty serious. It's kind of bullshit. We got to start here. This is where we start. This right here is where we start. We have lost the respect of each other. We have lost each other's respect. It's crazy. It really is crazy, because I watch a lot of other things happen in a lot of other cultures, and one thing I do notice in other cultures that, say for instance, like when I was young, I lived in a particular neighborhood. I lived kind of in a middle class neighborhood, but I noticed that all the little stores in the middle class neighborhood were all owned by Spanish people, either Spanish people or they were owned by Arabs. Okay. I did not see one black owned store, like just a little mini mart, like a little convenience store, a little bodega on the corner. I didn't see one black owned store. I didn't think about it when I was younger, but I started thinking about it in my older age, and I was like, wow, well, in our own neighborhoods, in a black neighborhood, in our black neighborhoods, we don't even have a black-owned store. Why is that? I don't get it. We can't even go to our own people and purchase our own things. And that was back when I was growing up. And now I go to the same neighborhoods and the same things happening. Maybe you might have one or two, but it's there's a void in that. We don't have that. We don't have convenience stores in our own neighborhoods. It's either ran by Latins, Arabs, or either Asians. I have seen a few Asian people in the store, and that's what happens in the hood. That's what happens in our neighborhoods is we get all the regular things. The dollar stores and the Amscot check cashing places and places like that. You know what I'm saying? We get all of that. That's pretty shitty, actually. We don't get like mainstream things unless it's some sort of fast type food. And even, fast type food is particular. All these places, they don't respect our neighborhoods. They don't come here to, get our business. They don't care to have our business. There's not a Starbucks in the hood. The reason why is because Starbucks don't really care about getting our money. They don't care about us. If we want Starbucks, we'll ride over to Starbucks over in their neighborhood and get Starbucks. But Starbucks won't put one in our neighborhood. And why is that? It's because if we put a Starbucks in most hoods or urban neighborhoods in the country, if we were to put a Starbucks, and the sad truth is, if we put a Starbucks down there, it would be the raggediest, the most raggedy Starbucks you ever seen. Because nobody takes pride in anything that they do. They just don't do it. It's hard to get them to take pride in anything. The only thing they want to do is collect a couple of dollars so that they can go and do some other shit, Nobody. Popeyes, maybe. KFC, any kind of chicken place like that. Or some sort of rent-to-own bullshit. It's kind of crazy, man. It really is. But the craziest thing about it is we know, these people, they're not coming to our neighborhood. They're not coming to any urban neighborhood anytime soon. Not unless there's some sort of gentrification going on. But they're just not going to come here. We're never going to have a Crate and Barrel. We're never going to have a Verizon store. We'll get all the Metro PCSs you can handle. All the Boost Mobiles you can handle. No mainstream corporate entity is really looking to put anything in the hood. You know what I'm saying? That's why, there are some places in the South I've witnessed that may have some black-owned shops. Maybe there's a black-owned hardware store, or maybe there's a shoe store or something like that, or t-shirt shop, and restaurants. That's what I'm looking for. But there's just not enough. There's just not enough. There's not enough of that. Why? Why is that? I don't understand. I don't get it. But what I really don't get is we know as a people that all these people, they don't care. They don't give a shit about us. They don't give a damn about gaining our respect. So all we really have is us, right? That's all we got is us. We have us. At least we got us, right? But like nowadays, I really don't even think we even got us. I don't think so, because we treat each other so badly at times. We treat each other with such malice and disrespect and angst. It's sickening, man. It's crazy that we could treat people from our own race in the ways that we treat them. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you an example. I'm traveling. I just got married recently, and I had to drive to get my youngest son because he was going to be my best man. So on the way back from getting him, it was a long drive. On the way back, my fiance, she said to me that she needed to go to the bathroom. So I pulled over I pulled over at an exit in Tampa someplace, and I got off, and I saw a Popeyes, and I just figured, it's a restaurant, there's people in there. You could just probably run in there and run out. So I parked the car, and she goes inside of the restaurant, and she's in there for a couple minutes. And a couple minutes later, she just comes out, and I'm like, wow, that was pretty fast. And she came and she said, she was a little off put right off the bat, and she said they said both the bathrooms were closed. And I said, oh, okay. But I was like, both the bathrooms are closed? Where do they go to the bathroom if both the bathrooms are closed? You know what I'm saying? Both the bathrooms are not closed. You know what I'm saying? So right off the bat, these people at this Popeyes are already on some bullshit. It's an urban Popeyes, already on some bullshit. So I go inside. I don't have an attitude. I'm not upset. I just want to go in. I just want to be able to have my fiance go to the bathroom. So I walk up to the counter, and there's two ladies behind the counter. One's got, blonde hair, but she ain't a natural blonde, if you know what I mean. She got fake nails and fake eyelashes and blue contacts, and you know what I get. And then there was another lady there that was, just working, just a regular lady working there, just somebody, respectful. I don't know. I don't know even how to describe that. Somebody that, I think understood where I was coming from when I approached the counter. So I walked up to the counter and I said to both of them, I kind of just addressed both of them, and I said, hey, if I buy something, can my fiance come in here and go to the bathroom? And they act like they didn't hear me at first. And the lady said, excuse me. I said, if I buy something, can my fiance come in here and go to the bathroom? And there was a guy, and he had a collared shirt on. I guess he was the manager, and he was working back there. I guess he was cooking chicken. And he said, the ladies' room is out of order. And I said, well, what about the men's room? He said, well, the ladies' room is out of order. He said, the men's room is locked. I said, well, can she use the bathroom? And he said, well, the men's room. I said, can I stand guard? I'm willing to buy something. And he was like, whatever, man. All right, whatever. And I said, okay, cool. And then the lady with the blonde hair and the blue contacts just said something to me. She said, yeah, because you came in here with an attitude anyway. You didn't have to be, and I really didn't come in. I said, I didn't say anything. As a matter of fact, when I walked in first, I greeted you. I said, hello, how are you? That's the first thing I said to you. But because I came in here and challenged you, all of a sudden I have an attitude. So now you're justified, or you feel justified, in having an attitude with me when all I wanted to do is pay for something so that my fiance could go to the bathroom. So shortly after that, not even shortly after, like immediately after that, she started yelling and mouthing off at me and cursing at me. Yeah. And I started cursing at her, and I had to catch myself because I was in there disrespecting this black woman in her job. But she was disrespecting me from her job, and her manager chose not to do anything about it. She cursed me up and down, cursed my name and everything. And all I wanted to do is pay for something so that my fiance could go to the bathroom. That is tragic. That resulted in me having to, get into a screaming match, with this lady over the bathroom. I don't know what kind of Popeyes or what kind of people they are, or I don't know, man. I have no idea, but I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't get why it's necessary. But it happens all the time. It really does. The other day we went to another restaurant here in where we live at, St. Petersburg, and a very popular restaurant. Another couple had taken me and my wife then, wife now, because we got married, and my best friend and his wife decided that they were going to take us to breakfast. So we chose a place, and we got there, and everything was good except for when we first got there, we got out of the car and began to walk across the parking lot. There was a lady, she was obviously, I don't know, bothered by something. I don't know what it was, but we simply, the only thing we did was walk across the parking lot at a normal pace. And she began to just flail her arms and started cursing at people, and, of course, sitting in her car. But I don't even know why. I mean, like, she was in some sort of crazy rush. You're in the parking lot. Calm down. The restaurant ain't going nowhere. I'm sure you'll be able to find a place to park here momentarily. But instead, you want to give me crazy attitude because I'm walking across the parking lot. And not only that, we went inside to eat. We ate for a while. We sat, we had a good time. It was great. I had mentioned to another couple that walked in, an older couple that walked in, that I liked their outfits. And, and I made niceties with them, and we laughed, and it was Sunday. It was really good. It was nice. And they went and sat down and ate. And my fiance noticed that the lady in the car that was giving us the grief had also been disrespectful with the couple, another black couple that had walked in and just wanted something to eat, and was having a good Sunday. They had just come from church, had on a nice dress. He was dressed real nice. She was dressed real nice. But she is just giving them grief also. Just nasty. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't know why we have to do that to each other. We always got some shit to prove to each other. We always got some shit to put each other down about. Always. Always trying to hold each other down to get on top of them, to let them know that you ain't got shit and I have everything. You ain't about nothing. But why don't you help me be about something? Why don't we help each other be about something? But that's the problem. We don't fucking help each other. We don't help each other. I don't know that nigga. Give a fuck about that motherfucker. That's all we say, man. That's so sad. That's so unfortunate. Because that right there is the very thing that keeps our people oppressed. Not the white man. The black man. The mentality of the black man towards the black man. It's terrible. It's detestable. And it's unacceptable. You motherfuckers need to stand up in it, man. We need to love our people. We beat our women. And that shit seemed to be all right. We misogynistic as fuck. Motherfuckers will smack you in the mouth for nothing. We cheat on them. But on the other hand, they cheat on us too. Because we ain't shit. We don't offer them nothing. Can't pay their bills, nothing. Why are we thinking in that way? We have to learn to confront our bullshit. And that's exactly what it is. It's our bullshit. I mean, think about it. Like I said in the last podcast, back in the 60s, we was loving each other, man. 50s, 60s. Black folks was actually loving each other. Civil rights movement. Not until they started flooding our neighborhoods with bullshit and turning us against each other. And then all of a sudden, status, materialistic bullshit became what we became about. Image. What the fuck we look like. What we portray to everybody else visually. I don't give a fuck what people think I look like. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I know who I am. I'm comfortable with who I am. I don't give a fuck what you say. But we got to go out. I'm riding by the beauty supply store. In every neighborhood, in every black neighborhood, in every black neighborhood, there's the beauty supply store. Bunch of beauty supply stores. And I always see these advertisements. 100% human hair. 100% human hair. And it's always these advertisements with our women, black ladies, up there weaving in Chinese people. I think it's Chinese hair. Asian people's hair into our hair instead of wearing our own natural hair. They'd rather tie their own natural hair down and either glue or sew or staple some other hair in your fucking head instead of just being natural. Going natural. Fake contacts. That shit is ridiculous. Colored contacts. Your eyes are not blue. Your hair is not blonde. And they live by that shit. They don't care, man. It's so sad to go to the hood and see some people that you think would have some potential, but they have no desire to change or even seek out any kind of knowledge. They just happy and content being as ratchet and as disrespectful and is just nasty and ugly as they want to be to people. Like people owe them shit. Meanwhile, they've contributed nothing. And maybe they did contribute something. Now they just have the mentality like, motherfucker, I got all the shit in the world. You can't touch me, motherfucker. Can't hold a candle to me. Your shit is whack. Get the fuck out of here. Instead of showing you empowering other people. Very few people, man. Very few people in our position empower other people, man. You know what I'm saying? We get ours and we got ours and that's all we need in peace. That's it. I ain't coming back to the hood. Nothing. Women don't respect men. The men don't respect the women. It's sad. You know, we've been trained and indoctrinated to hate ourselves. And not only to hate ourselves, to abuse ourselves. We just abuse ourselves. We talk so much shit to ourselves. We don't stick together. We claim we do. We say we do. But my thing is this. If we stick together, then how come the hood is still here? How come motherfuckers are still getting shot down in the hood? How come motherfuckers are still allowed to sell a bullshit on your block? Motherfuckers just riding up in the, how come we don't say nothing when somebody murders somebody? Nah, we just would rather strap up and go get them ourselves. Why are we gonna do that? Oh, we don't trust the police. You know what? Then more of us need to become the police. Simple as that. Always bitching and moaning, man. You bitch and moan, but then hey, man, stand up. A few of us do. And to those, I commend you and I push. I will advocate for you every day. But a lot of us, we even shun. We shun those people. You know, we get a brother that made it out of the hood, man. Fuck that nigga, man. That nigga ain't shit. He sold out to this and he sold out to that. Well, you know what he did? He decided to take a stand and try and change something. You gonna come back to that? You know, I mean, you know, they ain't even come back here. Why would I come back here? You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing. You have to go back. We gotta go back. We gotta go back. We gotta go get that education. Like they say, we have to get the education. We have to get our education. That's the only way we're gonna make it. But then we have to go back. We have to go back and change what they did. Undo all the things that it's tough because it's in every single city across this country. We have to change it. We have to address it. We have to start to care about each other. Period. We got to start doing it. Otherwise, not only are they going to keep killing us, we're going to keep killing us. And look at fucking Chicago. It's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. It's ashamed. They ought to be ashamed of themselves. They ought to be ashamed of themselves. But they not. They don't give a fuck. Fuck that nigga. Give a fuck about that motherfucker. That's what I'm talking about. That's my fucking problem. Why are we like this? I don't get it. I do not understand. Something has got to happen. Something. I don't know. Maybe I don't know who's going to start it. I don't know how to even start it. I don't know where to start because it's everywhere. It's like somebody took a shit and it just blew up in a room and it's all over. You just don't know where to fucking start. You just close the fucking door and just let it sit in there. Get worse but we got to start. We got to at least start to address it. We got to at least start to recognize it as opposed to, thinking that there's not a problem or it doesn't exist. And I'm not saying that we are bad. That is not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that there are some traits that we've picked up along the way that we could really do without. Really. Period. Why is the hood filthy? Why? I don't get it. Why is it always, every hood you ever go to, you get a couple nice houses here and there. Miss Jenkins' house is nice. Coach Harris' house is nice. But every other house, you go to this neighborhood, man, this whole fucking block is just destroyed like it's fucking Beirut. Motherfuckers don't care. They don't care. I watched a girl just eat a whole order of chicken wings, just throw the fucking bones right there on the ground, threw the box of chicken wings right on the ground when she was finished. Garbage can 10 yards away from her. What the fuck is that? Why are we doing this? Who's doing it? I know exactly what it is. I think I know part of the problem. We got a lot of people who really don't aspire to be anything. And those people have children. And they don't teach their children any kind of values or anything. And their children grow up to do basically whatever it is they want to do. Their parents don't do anything because either they were working too hard or they were tied up with somebody else or something else, or they just were never taken care of. So these kids, they basically just do what the fuck they want to do. Nobody ever showed them, hey man, put that shit in a fucking garbage can. Pick that shit up. Instead, motherfuckers throw it down. And nobody say shit to them. Because why? If the old dude say something, man, shut the fuck up, old dude. You don't know me, motherfucker. No respect for your elders. None. Because you got it, right? You got a few $100s in your pocket. Got your nice little car. You're still an asshole. You're still an asshole. I wish we had more respect for each other. I just do. I just do. I wish we could just wake up and see it. Maybe I'm not articulating it right. I don't know, man. But it just makes me sad. It just makes me sad. It makes me sad. I can't go to the hood without seeing just everything just in shambles, man. And then on top of that, just people talking about all kind of shit. Just people not caring about their community or society or each other. Just themselves. What's in these four walls right here? This is all I fucking give a fuck about. This is it. And then we get mad at the other races. White people live up in here and da-da-da-da. But you know what though? White people pick that shit up when it hits the fucking ground. They pick that shit up. They don't let it sit there. You know what else they do? They cut the grass when it gets high too. We don't give a fuck about that shit. You don't give a fuck about that shit. Who the fuck gonna tell us to do it? I ain't doing it. Fuck that shit. That's wild ass business to me. We have got to stop thinking like that. We've got to stop living like that because it's getting worse. Atlanta is a beautiful city. I can't stand to go to that motherfucker because everybody there wants to prove that they are better than you are because either they went to college or they got a little bit of money or they got a nice little house or they bought some real estate. Bougie, 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 bougie. I'm over it. I've been over it. One thing I know is if we continue to treat each other in this way, behave to each other this way, choose to disrespect each other this way, talk to each other this way, then it's just going to get worse. It's just going to get worse. We're going to pull ourselves even further apart. No unity in sight. No unity in sight. And that's what we need. We need unity in order to thrive. It's terrible. And that's why I say Black lives don't matter. We have to start mattering to ourselves first. Black lives don't matter. And I tell you, Black lives don't matter because if they did, we wouldn't need a movement. But they have to matter to us first. I'm Darren Harris. Thank you for listening. Peace.